But on Super Sunday, Mighty Cootie Fire, Indian Red. That's when the Indians come out. It's just the Indians. It's nothing but
No
Indians.
floats to
It's
I would love to witness this live. I would love to just witness this live. Imagine witnessing this live. What's the story, people? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. We are back. This time we're checking out the most sacred ritual in New Orleans. I'm coming to New Orleans in January. I'm going to Louisiana. Actually, it's Louisiana, the city. It's New Orleans, Louisiana. You know what I mean? I'm coming to Louisiana, New Orleans. I'm going to that place, yeah. But yeah, this is going to be the most sacred ritual in New Orleans. Let's check it out.
Nothing takes the breath away quicker than the sight of a black masking Indian in full regalia. You can spot them coming for blocks. Of a black masking Indian in full regalia. You can spot them coming for blocks, their brightly colored feathers rippling in the breeze. Though the origin of this tradition is mysterious, its artistry is plain to see. By the time these men and women are ready to display their suits on the streets of New Orleans, thousands of hours have gone into making them. But it all pays off on Super Sunday when the whole city comes out to see black masking Indians from every part of town. I'm Tariana Tang Ball, and this is Ritual. Today, I'm going to find out what this ritual means to the community across generations. Why do they devote so much time to it? How does something that requires so much effort get passed on, and how does the ritual evolve in the process? I sat down with Asechua Amor Aminkum, a black masking Indian.
I'm trying to think, is that an African name? Amora Menkum. Amora Menkum almost sounds very Nigerian. I'm Nigerian, so I can. Again, the last time I saw something similar to this, I mentioned there's a culture, there's a event that happens in Nigeria called Egun. So it's a traditional event, and they're dressed like this, and they're called Egun. Again, I'm gonna search for it in a second. Actually, let me show you guys. Let me share my screen. So it looks like this. So the question is it similar? Did they get the same idea? Again, people are going to be like, nah, Eddie, it's not African. I'm not saying it's African. I'm just saying it's very similar. I'm not saying it's African. I'm just saying it's similar. But yeah, look at this. Because I grew up watching movies that show this, and I'm very into my culture. Do you know what I mean? Even though I grew up in Ireland, I'm a Nigerian. Literally, I love that country to bits. But yeah, look at this. Something like this. So it's the Egun tribe. So it's called the Egun. Yeah, Egun tribe. Yeah, look. But yeah, let's go back to this.
African dance. I sat down with Asechua Amor Aminkum, a black masking Indian, African dance instructor, and overall community.
Thank God they said African dance. Yes, thank God. Yes, so I can talk about this in peace. And I'm only saying this because the last video that has something to do with African Indians, about Indians and black Indians in New Orleans, I spoke about Africa once. The comment section, Eddie, it's not African. It's not African. It's not. I'm like, I'm not saying it's all. I'm just saying it's very similar. It's very I'm gonna say it. It's very similar. So thank God it's an African instructor.
Icon to better understand the bigger picture. I am in New Orleans in the historic French Quarters, and I just feel so honored to be next to you, Asechua, Queen.
and I've been admiring you. I told you that. We took our selfie at the beginning. Yes.
Yes, we did. I have so many questions, and I am so excited for you to give me knowledge on things that I didn't even know, even though I grew up in this city myself since birth. And my first one is, what is black masking?
Well, the term black masking Indians is a term that we prefer to be called. People know us as the Mardi Gras Indians because we came out for Mardi Gras, right? We came out at that time because we could not celebrate Mardi Gras. Black people weren't allowed to even go on Canal Street to celebrate Mardi Gras. We celebrated Carnival. Carnival is celebrated in Brazil, it's celebrated in Cuba, it's celebrated in Haiti, it's celebrated in Trinidad, and because New Orleans is known as the most African, most Caribbean city of the United States, we celebrated Carnival. So we called ourselves back in the day Carnival Indians, but the people started saying the Mardi Gras Indians because the bigger name was Mardi Gras.
What's the difference between Super Sunday and Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras, of case, that's that morning. On that morning, early that morning, that's the big day. You sowing all day, all year long to come out that morning. But on Super Sunday, Mighty Cutifayo, Indian Red. That's when the Indians come out. It's just the Indians. It's nothing but
No
Indians.
floats to
It's-
I would love to witness this live. I would love to just witness this live. Imagine witnessing this live. That would be sick. Again, I'm coming between the 10th and the 18th of January. I just hope I'll be able to see something live, hopefully.
no folks to compete with, just us. So you can stand there and watch all that beauty and pageantry that comes in front of your face. Watch years of resistance that's manifested in creativity. So that act of masking Indian is actually an act of defiance.
Wow.
Because you saying, during my time when I couldn't go on Canal Street, couldn't drink at your water fountain, couldn't go in Woolworth, I'm a chief. I'm a queen.
Do you feel as though the Indians unite the community in the neighborhood?
Every hand that help you sow, that energy is in your suit because they help you sow it. So then when you go out amongst the community, they're all giving you this love because there's something about circling that energy, coming around, singing the chants, walking in the footsteps of your ancestors and doing the same thing over and over again.
What does it mean to battle?
Well, traditionally, a long time ago, there was always fights. There was always stories about people, getting cut, getting hurt back in the day. And so if you had a beef with somebody early in the year, you would get them on Mardi Gras Day. It wasn't all the Indians, but it was a few of them that did that. But Tootie Montana, he encouraged the Indians to stop physically fighting and to fight through your creativity. He used to say, kill them dead with a needle and thread.
The legendary Big Chief Tootie Montana and his gang were all craftsmen by trade. As carpenters, plasters, bricklayers, and lathers, their hands held generations of expertise. It's hard to know exactly how this tradition came about. The history of the Black masking Indians is passed down through oral tradition and is rarely shared with outsiders. Much about Black masking culture connects to African ancestral masking traditions, but it is also a product of the city's unique history. The first sightings of Black New Orleanians dressed in native attire during the carnival season were recorded as early as 1838. In 1879, a newspaper article reported revelers dressed like natives chanting Chickamafino. These words stem from the indigenous language of the region and recall the close historical ties between Blacks and native Louisianians. Today, there are as many stories about the origins of the tradition as there are Indian gangs, and plenty more people are content to let the mystery be.
So it's a combination of influences from West Africa and Haiti and creativity from New Orleans. I don't want to take away from what the people in New Orleans actually create. But what's interesting is that many of the people who practice the culture have never been to Africa. They've never been to Haiti. They've never been to Trinidad. They've never been to Brazil. So how does this come out like
Man,
that?
I keep saying it, you guys, man. Bro, you gotta go, you gotta go Africa, man. You have to go once in your life. I'm not saying go live there, because I feel like the culture shock, you're like, what's going on there? You gotta go Africa, man. Whether it's South Africa, even myself, I've only been to one country in Africa, which is Nigeria. I wanna go to Ghana. Oh, I wanna go Ghana. Like my grandma, God rest her soul, before she died, she started going to Gambia. And my uncle, he loves Gambia. I don't know why, which is so random. But when my uncle tells me about Gambia, sends me pictures, it's so beautiful over there. The houses, just the way, the culture, they respect each other, they respect the elders. Whenever I'm in Nigeria, it's just that feeling of being at home. When it's raining, that feeling when it's raining, but it's not cold. Where you can walk in the rain, it's different. Again, if you want to go there, do your research. For men, I'd say, yeah, it's if you're going, go to the cities. Women, please, 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 please. I know it's good to be, strong and everything, but do not go without knowing anyone there. Please, don't go without knowing anyone. And I'll say this to my girlfriend as well. I love you. That's why I'm saying this to you guys. You can't trust everyone. So please, you're going to anywhere in Africa, over in Europe. Don't be doing no solo trip. Go with someone. Please, don't go to Africa alone. Please. It's lovely, it's great, but that minority, because you don't know what people are going through. The laws and regulations in America is different to Africa. Africa's it's amazing, but you got, again, it might sound like I'm, saying something bad. I'm saying it because I love you. I say this to my girlfriend. I say, look, the way people look at me and the way people look at my girlfriend is different. They look at my girlfriend as prey. Some people look at my girlfriend as prey. They look at me like, oh my God, they'll think twice. But when it's a female, you guys are soft. You guys are these amazing angels. And again, I know what I'm talking about. Some men are fucked. I love you guys. So please, please don't go to Africa alone. Please. Thank you.
How does it, you think?
I think it comes out in. So how does this come out like this?
How does it, you think?
I think it comes out in the DNA. I think the memory is in the mitochondrial cells. It's in the DNA. That's how they're connecting to it. That's what makes it so special. That's what makes it spiritual. That's what makes it ritual-like. And in spite of all of the atrocities that Black people have faced in New Orleans, we still manifest this beautiful culture. It's a culture of resistance. It's a culture of defiance. It's a culture of creativity. It's not just about looking pretty. Pretty comes at a cost. It comes at a cost,
What we do know is knowledge within this culture is transmitted through practice. It is passed down from hand to hand. Montana never sold a suit that wasn't a masterpiece. And when others followed in his footsteps, the tradition saw an enormous increase in time and dedication. For people like Chief Joe Boudreaux, who was only 2 months old when he first masked Indian, that dedication was central to his upbringing. As the son of the great big chief Monk Boudreaux, sewing these incredible suits is something he was born to do. Today, I am sitting with a Black masking Indian family, generations long. I'm so excited to learn about your family history. Can you introduce your family?
So we have 2 chiefs in one household, 2 different tribes, and that's never heard of because this culture is so secret and sacred. And at the end of the day, it's a competitive culture. And so it doesn't matter if you're my dad, you're my brother, you're my cousin. If we're in 2 different tribes, when we meet, we need to see who put in the most work, whose suit is the prettiest, who has the best chant, who has the best footwork. And so, competition is a competition.
In family, in the same household.
But it's all love.
It's all love,
in
of
the
course,
end.
of
It's
course.
all love in the end.
You're very young to be a chief. Does it feel like a great responsibility?
It's a blessing and an honor to carry that responsibility with this culture because this culture's been going on for hundreds of years. And knowing that now the culture's on my back it's like overwhelming in a way. Wow. Exhilarating.
I bet.
I'm definitely here for it. Like Terrence said, we gotta keep the culture going. So if we don't be out there, then what's gonna happen to this culture that so many other people?
Yeah, that's why I'm so glad that one of my middle names is Yoruba, it's Nigerian. And when I was younger, I used to think to myself, I want an English first name. I want an English, my first name is not Eddie. My first name is actually Idris. It's actually great. Most people don't know that. My first name is Idris. But yeah, which is actually, it's not Nigerian name, it's an Arabic name. So I used to think to myself, I wanted an English name. But then the name Eddie just kind of snowballed. Now, the older I get, I'm like, I'm going to make sure my kids have so much traditional names. The first name might not be traditional, obviously. My girlfriend, she's Jamaican, so we have to meet up in the middle. But I'm gonna make sure they've got names that make them stand out. I'm not gonna name you just Luke, Mark, Steven, Damien. I wanna give you some African culture, name that you might not, when you're younger, you're like, what does that mean? But then the older you get, you're like, where is that name from? You know, like one of my names is Adeshola. What does that actually mean again? It means like wealth. Like when my mom describes it, if my mom start going on about my name, I'm like, oh, like, are you talking about me? You know, she start bigging you up. I'm getting goosebumps, man. I'm getting goosebumps. But yeah, it's beautiful. You guys, go Africa, man. Go Africa. I'm telling you, go to Africa once in a lifetime.
Have done before us. They've been trying to keep it going, and if we just let it go, then we the ones that failed the culture. So the creativity of an Indian suit can go from just humble finding things to now we spend thousands and thousands of dollars on the suits to be able to get that look that we want. So the elevation of the suits is just a testament of the elevation of time and the ideas of the people that's actually doing it. Because the things that I might feel like is top tier, they got a generation that's coming right behind me that's gonna probably blow that out the water based off of all the things they collectively seen. That's the part I love about it. That's one of my favorite parts of building a suit, honestly.
Why do you think it's so secretive?
Over 150 years ago, when to be a masking Indian in the street literally was illegal. The police department was actually given instructions if they see any black men dancing, parading in any kind of costume that resembles Indians to take them to jail. So our culture has always been built on secretive because we couldn't just be ourselves out of the fear of just being discriminated against, out of fear of black men who actually had native blood being taken away to reservations. So you had to denounce that part of your family, your heritage. So it was kept in secret. So a lot of the words that Indians would use back then, a lot of people didn't recognize the words because the words weren't meant for normal people. It's only meant for me and another Indian, because if you understood what I was saying, it's a possibility you can jeopardize everything.
What does Super Sunday feel like for you?
So it's a lot of weight that you're walking around, and you're walking miles, So the physicality of it, that's one thing, but I think every Indian can probably tell you that they don't really feel it until after it's over, because the spirit carries you when you're wearing it. It's not you just holding it up. It's for me, it's my ancestors, and when I say my ancestors, it's not only just my ancient ancestors, like the older guys that I grew up watching, and I watched these guys as a kid, and I seen how they put suits together, how their pageantry was just always that much better than the next, and they always had unique things about them. So when those older guys come around and they teach you things and they see, okay, yeah, he took what I taught him, that makes me proud,
Yes. Can you tell me one of your favorite chants?
Chawa, boom, boom, make no boom, bow. That's my favorite chant.
What's your favorite chant?
The same one. Ask.
Really? Yours too?
Yeah, but one of my favorite ones is actually Indian Red, the one that we sing right before we go out, because it's basically like the calling of all the ancestors, calling for protection for that day. And the whole chant is just very emotional and all that.
And I cry every Indian Red.
Can you do a little bit of it as a family?
I mean, if you want us to,
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna tell Maria.
Mare Curifayo
I feel lucky my own self growing up in this city and experiencing all of this and seeing it, but to listen to the stories firsthand, I feel so lucky to sit in your front room amongst your family and your suits.
We're happy you're here.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. On Super Sunday, the memory of all the sacrifice, the needle pricked fingers, vision gone cross-eyed from the long hours of beating, and the special moments they missed because of their dedication to the suit. All of it fades away. As soon as the suit settles on their shoulders, the person underneath is transformed. Everyone who sees them walking that day knows they are in the presence of power. The regal bearing of black masking Indians heightens reality and echoes across centuries.
This reminds me so much when you go to like a traditional Nigerian wedding. You have to wear the traditional clothes. You feel that. You just feel different. When you have to wear the hat. You wear it's called agbada, which is massive. Oh my God. It's just, you get that power. I don't know. Again, it's something that you don't know how to describe it. But it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. So again, I use Africa and I use Nigeria because that's what I know. So I'm not saying they're trying to copy Nigeria. I'm just saying that's what I can use to compare with. So I love the fact that the culture is there and the fact that you can have like it's in America, it's in Louisiana, America, New Orleans, and you can keep that culture for that long. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I really enjoy that. So yeah, if you guys want to see more stuff like that, please comment down below, share this, subscribe, comment. I love videos like this. I love promoting this beautiful, amazing videos that no one sees. No one hears about these videos. No one sees them. If you search online, no one is reacting to this. But I love this. It might not go viral, but I love it. But yeah, guys want to see more, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.